Hello and welcome back to Redirecting. I have a story that was shared with me by one of my viewers, family, and it is very hard to believe. It is very hard to believe. Now, I know things like this have happened before, okay, but I'm just having a hard time wrapping this around my brain. Anyway, it's the story of a toddler that dies in a hot car after her dad refused to let cops break the window. That's what the headline on the New York Post says. But again, I am having a hard time believing that this actually happened. The dad is holding the child in the picture on the caption. And such a beautiful baby. I cannot understand that this could happen while the dad is actually standing there and the child is in the hot car, able to see her. Well, anyway, let me get into the story just to give you some of the details of what happened here. It says a Las Vegas dad was arrested after he refused to break the window of his new car to save his dying toddler. Sidney Deal, 27, flagged down officers after he left his 1-year-old daughter in a hot car Monday afternoon with the keys inside. The officers offered to break the window, call a tow truck, or get a locksmith, but Deal declined and asked to call his brother, police said. After several minutes, the officers smashed the window and pulled out the unresponsive girl who died at the scene. The cause of death is pending, but authorities believe she, had been trapped in the car for more than an hour. Detectives interviewed Deal's brother, who said he received a call from him saying he accidentally locked Saya in the car, which he claimed had the air conditioner running. Deal's brother told police he was confused by the call and quickly headed to his home. When he got there, the brother immediately wrapped his shirt around his hand and offered to punch out the window. But Deal stopped him and claimed he didn't have enough money to fix a broken window. The outlets reported this. Okay, this is what they're reporting. He instead dispatched his brother to call their mom and to have her insurance company send a locksmith. Deal's girlfriend also told police she called the insurance company for him, but he told her to hang up when he didn't agree with the price quoted for a tow truck. He was booked and sent to jail. And he's in jail on $20,000 bond. So everything in that situation just is very hard to believe. But if this is what has happened, it seemed like the greater concern was the money that it was going to cost to either tow the vehicle or have, not tow the vehicle, but have some assistance for him to get inside the vehicle, a locksmith, or even to break the window. It seemed like there was more concern about the monetary cost of getting help for his little girl. And I'm having a hard time with that because, oh my goodness, I would think that a father would just break the window himself to get his baby out. But we are living in a time to where these things continue to happen. And you can't make heads or tails of it. You just have to wrap your brain around something like this. That a person would think is more important for them to save some money by not breaking their car window, not paying for a locksmith to come, or not paying anything. Save the car, forget the baby. Is that what we're talking about here? This story is very tragic. And I know that on both sides you have people say, look, let the law do whatever they're going to do. And then you have those who will sympathize with him in this situation. I know that mistakes happen because I remember many years ago, a very sad story happened in Detroit. And it's a very similar story, but not like this. It was a case where you had mom and dad both working. And the mom was the one who usually takes the baby to daycare. But for some reason, this particular morning, she asked the husband, can he do it? Because something else came up to where they needed to swap responsibilities. And so this wasn't a regular routine for them. Okay. So the husband, when he got to work, he forgot that the baby was in the car seat in the back of the vehicle because this wasn't his regular routine. Now, I'm not making excuses for this father in this case. This was a black family. I'm just trying to show that mistakes do happen. But in the case of the story we're talking about now, that wasn't a mistake. But the case that happened in Detroit years ago, when this father realized, he actually went into work. When he realized, I believe one of his co-workers may have said something to him. It's so long ago, close to 20 years ago, that I can't remember it exactly. Either he remembered that the baby was in the vehicle or one of his co-workers alerted him. And they said that this man ran so fast out of that building to get to his baby. And when he got there, it was already over. The baby was already dead. And the sorrow and the grief that this man felt was very real. Very real. He was so hurt by what he had done in a mistake. In a mistake. In this case, there were no charges brought against that father because he had a valid reason. A valid reason. Although the story was very tragic, it was a valid reason. And everyone involved in that situation believed that it was just a simple case of him forgetting. So in that case, that black dad did not go to jail, rightfully so. But in this case, you know that the baby has been in there a long time. You know this, and you won't let anyone break your precious window. What kind of sickness is that? I'm sorry. I know some of our people are sensitive and they like to say, well, you're so judgmental. I know mistakes happen. That's why I shared the story of what happened in Detroit. This has nothing to do with judgmental. This is no different than the mothers. We've heard many cases of mothers who have gone to get their nails done, left the baby in the car to die and suffocate. Or mothers who went to get their hair done, left the baby in the car to suffocate. Or mothers who went to parties to shake their behinds, left the babies in the car to suffocate. So no one is picking on anyone. These were people who made horrible choices that cannot be compared to someone who made a terrible mistake. So for those of you who think everything is about someone being judgmental, you're just one of those people who just don't like to face reality, and you don't like to accept responsibility for anything. You want to accept only excuses or give only excuses. But this is why we are in the predicament we're in as a people, because we don't know how to rightfully judge situations. Many of you like to hang on to that scripture that says, don't judge. But it says, ye that do the same. Read further. And then another passage of scripture tells you something else too. It says, know ye not that ye shall judge nations? But you can't even judge the simple matters among you? So when you're constantly quoting the scripture about judge not, lest ye be judged, make sure you're reading it in context. Because it's talking about those, and it even says it, those who do the same in another passage. You're judging others, but you're doing the same. Now, let me just clarify that statement. I've spoken many times about kids who say, that their parents can't tell them not to smoke because they used to smoke. Okay, so that's past tense. They used to smoke, but their health told them it was a bad idea. So now they're teaching their children not to smoke. So you can't say, oh, because you used to smoke, you can't judge me, because they are not doing the same. It's different if the parent is still huffing and puffing on cigarettes, but if they're trying to correct a wrong that they've done in their past, I'm sorry, you still can't deflect and say don't judge. That's why we are so messed up in the Black community, because nobody wants to be corrected correctly. There's a right way to correct, okay? And there is a wrong way. If you are sitting up in the seat of do nothing, or the seat of scorn, or the seat of doing the things that you're telling others not to do, then absolutely keep your mouth shut. But if you are trying to help correct the errors in the Black community, cry aloud and spare not, and lift up your voice like a trumpet in Zion. I'm done with this video, family. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, share and like this video, and with that, I'm out. Be sure to ring the bell to be notified of new uploads on this channel, and also comment, share, like, and subscribe.